no music today.
Wow.
Alrighty.
Sorry, man.
What's up,
Elias.
YouTube?
Oh, you on YouTube too?
Nope. It's just the beginning. But no one's on TikTok yet. So I greet my peeps. And we'll see it afterwards.
You said YouTube.
Exactly. I know what I said. What's up, everybody? Welcome, welcome. How you doing? Light. All right. One second, people. Alrighty, we are locked and loaded. All right, TikTok, my TikTok fam, how's everybody doing? Welcome, welcome. All right, we're about to get started. All right, so let's get this rice going. Not wasting time. What's up, Chetty? That's a cool name. Chetty. It almost sounds like Eddie, which is my name. Alrighty. We're gonna get our rice going, right? Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome. We're getting started. We're gonna just put that to the side there. Okay. How's everybody doing? Welcome, welcome. Just get comfortable. We're about to get started in a minute. All right. What's up, Jennifer? How's it going? Gotta pin our cookbook. 1 second. Get this rice washed really quickly. All right. Okay. We have our rice washed. We have our water in the pot. We're about to crank it up. Welcome, welcome, everyone. How's everybody doing? Maybe a little bit more water, just a tiny bit. Okay. Put this over here. Put a lid on this. Let's turn this baby on. Turn it on, turn it on. All right. Let's get this show on the road, shall we? How's everybody doing? What's up? Sure. All right. Let's pin this cookbook. All right. Yep, that's the one. All right. Hasta la vista, baby. Okay. So, what's up, Lena? Michelle? How you doing? All right, Mitchell. Well, I said Michelle. Don't mind me. I'm bugging. All right. Sebastian, what's up? All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Making Dinner Live every week. How are you? How are you? Glad to hear you're doing well. Awesome, awesome. You're more than welcome. What's up, everyone? What am I making? Yes, Felicia, I'm about to jump right into that. We have a nice smorgasbord of delicious ingredients on this counter that we're about to jump into. So first things first, all right? The first thing we're doing is I have my rice that I just put on the fire, and we are making a parsley rice. This parsley rice is actually in the cookbook, so definitely make sure you grab a copy because this is going to be a very delicious, very tasty, but very easy to make parsley rice, all right? So you can use any kind of rice. Right now I'm using a basmati brown rice, right? So we have not jasmine rice, we have parsley rice working, but then we're sticking to the same theme. This week we've been doing kind of Asian food. So today we're gonna stick with that and we're gonna do a stir fry of sorts, right? So I have these delicious mushrooms that I got from the farmer's market. This one is a cross between a king trumpet and an oyster mushroom. And these are blue oysters, right? They look a little dark, but they're blue oysters. Cool. So we have that. We have cabbage for our stir fry. We have cabbage for our stir fry. I have this delicious sauce that I made right here. All right. And what's in this sauce is liquid gold. All right. I'm talking sweet chili. I'm talking sesame oil, vegan oyster sauce. All right. Sesame oil. I think I said that already. Regular soy. We have a, what's the word? A superior soy sauce in here as well. So we have some really cool ingredients we have working. All right. So what I'm going to work on first is getting the rice to a place where we can make the actual parsley rice. And the way you make really good parsley rice is by making sure that your rice is steamed, right? Not boiled, because we want the rice to be nice and loose. All right. Firm, but loose. Okay. So once that rice is ready to go, we're going to then caramelize the onions and the garlic. We're going to get the butter. We're going to get the parsley ready. And then we're going to just have some fun with the parsley rice. Okay. So that's working. Next up for the stir fry. So ladies and gentlemen, by the way, what we got going on here? What seasoning you use for cabbage? My cabbage never gives me cabbage taste. All right, Miss Pick Me, you're in the perfect place. So to flavor your cabbage, right? It depends on the flavor profile that you are going for, right? So let's say you just wanted to do like a stir fry cabbage, right? Because that's what we're doing tonight. The cabbage is going to be part of our stir fry, right? What I like to do is I like to char the cabbage first by itself, right? So a really hot pan, which you will see later on. Get the pan really nice and hot, add the cabbage to it, just a little bit of oil, just enough to kind of get it going, and then just leave it alone until it starts to actually burn the cabbage. Like you can see really dark char marks. Then you give it a toss, you put it to the side, you season it up, right? That's a really great way to get really flavorful cabbage. Another thing is if you're just going to saute some cabbage or you're going to add it to anything else that you're doing, you can always char it first and season it that way. Or whatever it is that you're making, make sure to not overcrowd your pan when you're doing cabbage, right? If you are trying to get really nice crisp cabbage that is really well seasoned, then the goal is to not put too much in the pan. Like you don't want to overcrowd the pan, but you also want to make sure that you're seasoning it with the right seasonings, right? So that's either a seasoning salt, like I would use something like a flavor, like this flavor maker right here, which is a combination of like turmeric, sea salt, celery salt, or I would use like like a New Orleans kind of seasoning salt, something that already has a lot of flavor in it, and I would use that to season my cabbage, right? So that's how you get really good cabbage, very simply done. Alrighty. So what I'm holding in my hand is my very first cookbook, ladies and gentlemen, and that's what we have pinned right now, okay? And it's a banger. And for those of you who get it, you're welcome, Miss Pick Me, anytime. That's why I'm here, all right? I am your vegetable connoisseur / professional, all right? When it comes to veggies, I'm your guy, okay? So this is my very first cookbook that I wrote, and it has very specific recipes for very amazing things, and I'm doing a recipe out of it today to go with my delicious stir fry. Now, I've been working on this recipe right here. This is my version of a meat substitute. It's really delicious. So this is gonna be our meat element for our stir fry. What's up, sweeters? What's up? What's up? All right, my rice is boiling. This is rice 101, all right? As soon as your rice comes to a boil, the way to make perfect rice every time, once you have already, so the first part of making really perfect rice is adding the right amount of water. Once you have the right amount of water, as soon as it comes to a boil, you wanna cover it with wax paper, right? And then you want to put a lid on it. Once you put that lid on, you want to turn it down, put it on your smallest eye on the stove, right? And turn it all the way down. And then you leave it until the water has completely evaporated and the rice has steamed nice and slow. When you boil rice, you agitate the rice too much, and that's why it becomes extra starchy, and that's why it gets really sticky and overcooked. But if you steam it, it slowly cooks the rice, and the rice slowly absorbs the water, and then that's how you get really nice loose rice. All right, Perry, what's up, bro? Welcome back, Perry. Good to see you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so the rice is steaming and doing its thing in the back, so let's get the veggies ready. Today's salad, because you know we always have to do some type of salad situation, something raw, right? So for today, what we're doing is get my bowl. All right. So today's salad, we are doing radishes, cucumbers, what else? Radishes, cucumbers, and avocados, right? And some peppers. I'm trying to figure out if we're gonna do peppers for the stir fry or if we're gonna do peppers for the salad, but we're gonna figure it out. All right. So let me get this cucumber peeled real quick. All right, and then we're gonna jump into it. You stealing my bowl?
No, it's just blocking some of the view.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Chef, is that Terry that I know?
No.
Oh. I'm like, what's up, Terry?
Different Perry. All right, cucumbers peeled. All right, and let's just have some fun, shall we? Let's do it. Let's do it.
Good job, baby.
Thank you.
Okay, so cucumbers.
Is Michael there?
Yes, I believe so.
Go, Michael. Go, Michael. Go. He said he was hungry last time he was watching you live.
That's the idea.
Yeah.
All right, to leave the live so hungry and inspired that you make some plant-based food yourself.
You do such a good job.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Emma, you do a great job too, sweetheart.
Thank you.
Alrighty, so cucumbers are sliced. All right, we're gonna add to the cucumbers, we're gonna add some tomatoes. Yes, Felicia, I agree. Happy wife, happy life. I have to buy a mandolin. Yes, Perry, it's a must. It's a must. All right. All right, tomatoes are sliced. All right, look at that. Whew. Talk about a sharp knife. Okay, tomatoes are in. All right, wipe this down a little bit. Let's move on to the next thing. We're gonna add a little bit of onions in here. All right, not too much. This is gonna be a small salad today, right? Actually, you know what else we're gonna add to this? Let's get some olives in here. That's what we're gonna add.
In the fridge?
Yes, you never answered my question. Oh, my bad, Perry. What was the question? I have to buy them.
Some up there.
Talk to me, Perry. What's the question? Ask me again. My bad.
Somebody asked, where's the jazz DJ on tonight?
Where virtuous?
What's the jazz?
Yeah, my DJ is on hiatus right now. Busy doing something else. Hopefully she'll be done, and she can, join us. But that jazz last night was definitely a situation. So I'm glad you said that. We're gonna have to work something out where she's always here.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Chef, you gotta put her on payroll.
Good job. I guess I have to put her on payroll because I cannot have some tunes, while we're having a good time. Nope. You don't see the olives? Uh-oh. Do we not have olives?
Oh, no.
Oh my goodness. How do we not have olives? We always, check downstairs. I think we have olives downstairs. Yeah, I think we have olives downstairs. Let me know. All right. Meanwhile, let's see what's going on here. Where is okay, we answered that. All right, Perry, let me know what that question was when you get a minute. All right, people. So let's get it popping. All right, we have onions, we have cucumbers, we have tomatoes, we have some delicious marinated artichokes. All right, artichokes are amazing, and I love them. Let me make sure these are copacetic. All right, we're good. Beautiful, beautiful. So what we're gonna do is we're going to get a fork. All right, we're gonna get a fork. I guess it won't show it. Oh, I'm not sure why it's not showing it. Sorry about that. So we have our delicious artichokes in. Yes.
Chef, good job, chef.
I'm telling you, man. You know, I might be old, but my brain still works.
No, you're not old, chef. Stop.
You know what I'm saying? So we do have olives.
You're
all right.
Stop.
So this is what we have going on here. We have some delicious cucumbers. We have artichokes. We have red onions. We have tomatoes, right? So that's what we have going on in our salad. And then last but not least, our olives, all right? These are Castelventranos.
Oh, no, you didn't.
These are
I love
amazing.
when you talk food, chef.
Oh, it sounds really cool, doesn't
It's
it?
so cool.
I'm just saying.
I can't even pronounce it.
These ain't your regular olives, you know what I mean? But you can get these at Costco. I'm just saying. You just gotta know which ones to get. All right? But
and you can say it at the table. What do you call it again, chef?
Castle Roach.
Oh man, I'll probably buy
I always butcher the name. It's such a weird word to say. It's Castelvetrano. Castelvetrano.
So have you ever had Castelvetrano?
And they'll be like, what's that? Well, let me school you real quick on what is a Castelvetrano. These are delicious olives, right? And the thing is, in Spain, these particular olives are used for a certain dish, right? They use it in a stew, right? So you add a bunch of peppers, green plantains, like it's a really cool dish, right? So
I'll even say it with an accent.
Castelvetrano.
Castelvetrano.
All right. They're very fatty in flavor, which is amazing because these are healthy fats. Olives are very, 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 very good for you. All right.
Oh, the jazz. Oh, we got she's back, baby. We miss you.
Chef's kiss, baby. Just in time with the jazz.
Thanks, Elia.
Thanks, Elia. Trying to make you look bad on my life. Not showing up to do your job. But nah, you did.
She showed up. You showed up. You know what it was.
You came in and saved the day. So virtuous, we have jazz. Crank it up, Elia.
Thanks, Elia.
Let the people hear a little bit while I get in the zone.
I feel so rich.
Louder, sweetheart, louder. All right,
jazz.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Elia, good job.
Perfect. Alrighty. So this is what we have going on for our salad. All right, olives, cucumbers, tomatoes, red onions, delicious artichokes. Right. So we're gonna put this to the side, and the cool thing is we have some of that delicious dressing that we made last night.
Ooh.
That we're gonna use to take care of this business right here, so we don't have to worry. All right. So rice is steaming nice and slow in the back. I can smell it. It smells good. Virtuous, we got you. Just ask and you shall receive, ladies and gentlemen. That's how we aim to please. All right, in Casa La Chef Harris. Okay, as in, you know, mi casa, su casa. You know what I mean? All right. The last thing we're gonna add to our salad is avocados. But because avocados can muddle and just, you know, make your salad kind of murky, we're gonna add it in at the very last minute, so we don't get everything all like that, right? Emerald Lagasse, huh? Yes, I know Emerald Lagasse. He is the BAM chef, old school. Alrighty, let's get it started. So, peppers.
Someone sent a...
Appreciate that. Signed, scorned scorpion.
Scorpio. Scorpio like this.
Scorpio. Yes, that's what I said.
Oh.
No, I didn't. I said scorpion. All right, so we have our delicious green pepper, right? And what we're gonna do is we're gonna keep half to put in our stir fry, and then we're gonna put some in our salad, right? Yes. Yes, Pinky.
Jazz makes me happy.
It does, right?
Yeah.
Elia, you can go slightly louder, sweetheart.
Yes, Elliot.
All right.
Crank it up, girl.
Yeah, my first tongue twister. Ah, yes. Castel Vetrano. All right, say that fast 5 times. Whoo! You about to say castle, castellis. You about to say a lot of things. All right, seeds are out of our peppers. We're gonna julienne this real quick. We're gonna get it ready. Oh, I almost forgot the radishes for our salad. That was the other thing that we're missing. So, peppers for our stir fry. All right, we're gonna cut up real quick. Okay, we have that going, which is nice. All right. See what we have going on here. San, what's up? Welcome. Welcome back. The peeps are here. The peeps, my peeps. Yeah. Sitting on the sidelines. Why you riding mines? I want to come over for dinner.
Chef, I'm gonna knock you out, man. In front of your life.
Scorpio. You know, people, you guys are always welcome. We're about to do an Atlanta pop-up, and we're about to do like a serious situation. So make sure you stay tuned for that, all right? We're going to try and plan something, you know. Glad you're on so I can learn. Of course, San, I got you. We're working on something for like the end of summer, right? And it's gonna be a situation. So definitely stay tuned for that. All right? You guys good? All right, so we have our peppers cut. Let's get these carrots done. Okay. We got a small one here. Alrighty. Gotta work clean, ladies and gentlemen. We gotta work clean, alright? Even when we're home. We gotta act like a professional.
Especially more.
You know what I'm saying? Okay. Boom. Alrighty. So our carrots, how are we gonna cut these? Let's see. We wanna cut them. We're gonna do obliques. Alright? So as you cut the carrot, if you just roll them, you end up with pieces like this. Very abstract. And those are what you call obliques, right? And some people are gonna be like, why don't you just cut it straight? Like, nah, why? Why miss an opportunity to be different? Right? Remember, you eat with your eyes, right? Everyone does. So every opportunity you have to make your food look amazing and presentable, you take that opportunity, all right? Very, very important. So we have our peppers cut, we have our carrots cut, all right? Now let's get our mushrooms cut. Look at this. It's like, what is that? Like, what do you do with this? Let me show you what we do with this. All right, we cut it and then we chop it up, right? Beautiful.
It smells nice.
It smells fresh,
Exactly.
right? It smells fresh. it smells like something you want to eat. You know what I mean? Like there's no funk, you know, nothing like you get from the stuff that you buy that's in bags. All right. So I cut these up into like little sticks like this. It looks fresh. It's very fresh, Scorpio. It's very fresh. All right. Got them in the farmer's market on Saturday. All right. So cut them up into sticks and then we're going to cube them up. All right. So this way we can get maximum flavor when we sear them. All right. That's one of the secrets to cooking mushrooms really well. All right. You want to make sure you can get most of the surface space cooked. Right? You want to make sure that most of the surface space can touch the hot pan because that's what allows you to seal in that natural, delicious goodness. Alrighty? So our rice is almost ready. Remember, we're doing a parsley rice tonight, right? So definitely you want to make sure that your rice is cooked properly for that, alright? We can't do that. I mean, you can do it with anything, but if your rice is mushy and overcooked, then you know, that just affects the overall taste, right? So the reason I made this recipe was because I really enjoy Chipotle's, you know, cilantro rice, right? So I was like, how can I do a different version that's just as good? So I came up with parsley, right? So it's a different flavor profile, but the same idea, right? So you can do that with basil, you can do that with parsley, you can do it with cilantro, right? Yeah. You can do it with oregano too, but you know, parsley is very neutral, so you can add a little bit more of it. But when it comes to, I appreciate that, Mystical. But when it comes to like oregano and those other stronger spices, you would want, well, not spices, herbs, you would do a little bit less. All right. So mushrooms are almost cut. We got one left here. Knife safety is always important, right? So anytime you're gonna cut anything, you wanna make sure that it's in a way that it's not rolling around, because the more it rolls around, the easier it is for you to cut yourself, right? Cilantro can be strong, you know, so cilantro is one of those ingredients where some people, they just can't do it because it tastes like soap to them, but I love cilantro. You know, cilantro and basil rule in the right dishes. 100%, Rose. I agree, right? I totally agree with that. And I love all of them. Parsley, cilantro, like especially parsley in like a really nice broth or soup. It's really amazing, but you put it in at the very end. So like as soon as you turn off the fire for the soup, you drop in your chopped parsley right on the top. The flavor that it releases right there at that moment as you're eating it is 10 times better. It's so good. Definitely if measured just right. Yes, Scorpio, you said it. All right. Mushrooms are almost ready. What was that? Yeah. Okay. Almost there, people. Almost there. So remember, every day we go live and I'm cooking with you guys, make sure you come with your questions, right? This is the perfect opportunity to get your questions answered about being more plant-based. All right. What do we have here? Something I learned yesterday. Why is ginger root spicy? No one told me. Yeah, ginger is definitely spicy. You know what I tend to do is when I juice ginger, I'll throw in an apple. Depending on how much ginger I juice, I'll do 1 or 2 apples, and it really brings down the spiciness and rounds it off really nicely. So instead of it just being this harsh spiciness from the ginger, the apple gives it this very tiny note of sweetness and just mellows it out. So it's more enjoyable as a ginger shot. So try that next time. All right. Maybe some lemon juice too. Yep. You said it. So yeah, that's how I juice my ginger. Anytime I juice ginger, and actually, you know what? One of my lives, I'm gonna do some juicing because, you know, I'll get a bunch of different fruits to juice, and I'll make like a nice concoction, right? So it's really important. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are done cutting this bowl of mushrooms here. All right, it's a towering bowl of mushrooms. All right, because today we're doing mushrooms. All right, am I gonna use all of it? I don't know yet. We'll see. All right, let's get the onions ready. What was that?
Someone
Use
asked.
the ginger or leave the skin on? Great question. Now, if it's mature old ginger, I peel 90% of it off, right? If I can't get to some of it, I leave it on, no big deal, but I'll soak it in baking soda and clean it out really good. But if it's baby ginger, then I leave the skin on, right? Because baby ginger, the skin is super tender. It's almost like if there's no skin there at all, right? So if you can get your hands on baby ginger, and you'll know it's baby ginger because the color of the skin is very different than mature ginger, right? Mature ginger, you're looking at a brownish, goldish kind of yellow skin versus baby ginger, the skin is pinkish to like opaque, right? Like very almost clear, right? And just really amazing and smells 10 times better than grown ginger, which is crazy, but it does. All right, so that's that. So let's check the rice and see where we're at, right? Rice is done. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn the fire off and I'm going to fluff the rice. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you have ever fluffed rice, put a 1 in the chat, please. I wanna see how many people have fluffed their rice because this is a big thing to fluff your rice, all right? It's very important. And if you have not fluffed your rice, I'm about to show you how to fluff the rice. Yes. Who said that? All right. Jasmine has fluffed her rice. Lolita has fluffed her rice. All right, cool. I know my juicer peels it and juices it. That's cool. You got a fancy juicer. You bougie, Scorpio. I like that. That's nice. That's what I'm talking about. So fluffing rice is simply taking a fork. You can't fluff rice with anything else but a fork, all right? And you go like this. And you're basically loosening the rice because as rice cooks, it settles and it compacts, right? So fluffing releases that tension and that pressure from the bottom of the rice and allows it to kind of breathe a little bit more. Rose. So, rice is done being fluffed, all right? We're gonna cover it back and put it on the stove, and that's done. Put this away. Now, let's work on the ingredients for the parsley rice. Let's get that finished since the steamed rice is finished, all right? So I'm gonna take some garlic, very important. We're gonna do garlic, and we're gonna do some of this delicious onions that I just cut. Okie dokie. Okay, garlic is done. Let's clean this up a little bit. Okay, garlic is ready. Now, what we want to do is we want to get our pan on the fire, right? And get it nice and hot so we can caramelize our aromatics. All right, very important. Yes, I do have a slight West Indian accent because I am from the Caribbean, GB, St. Lucia to be exact. All right, so every once in a while, depending on the words I use, my accent might come out, like schedule, or plantains, rice and peas, that kind of thing, you know what I'm saying?
Chicken answer.
Wow, Jane. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you viewing the cookbook, the parsley rice that I'm making is actually in the recipe, that I'm making from the cookbook, all right? So definitely make sure you check that out. All right, I love it. Beautiful accent. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. So oil is getting nice and hot. I'm gonna mince up this garlic. I'm Jamaican and Cuban. What? Nice, Jasmine. That's what's up. All right, so we got our minced garlic. All right, because we want this flavor to penetrate throughout the rice. All right, so we're mincing this up real nice. All right, we do a little fancy cut like that there. Make sure everything is nice and minced. All right, and if you are gonna mince like this, you want to make sure your fingers are always straight. All right, straight like that. Okay, very important. Okay. Garlic is going in. Now, for this particular dish, we don't want too much color, right? So you don't want to cook this at a high temperature at all. Okay, so onions are going in as well. All right, not too much, just a little bit. All right, and we're gonna let this slowly caramelize. All right, wash my hands. Get my parsley ready. So the parsley has been sitting in a beautiful ice bath. All right, in the spa, just getting nice and ready for its special moment. All right, so you see it's nice and vibrant, it's fresh, it's perky, it's looking good. That's what we want our parsley to be, right? Now this stem is massive, so we're gonna trim this up a little bit because we don't want all of that.
GB said you have a beautiful soul.
Ah, so kind of you. Thank you so much. So do you. Thanks for noticing. All right, let's get rid of the stragglers. Want to make sure that everything is good. Alrighty, that's done. Okay, so we have our parsley. We're gonna check the fire here. Remember, we don't want this to cook too fast because it's gonna get bitter, it's gonna burn, and we don't want that, right? So I'm gonna turn that down and just kind of let it do its thing. And in the meantime, I'm gonna grab my bay leaves, if I can find them. Who stole my bay leaves? Aha, they're up here, playing hide and seek with me. All right, so we're gonna add some bay leaves to this situation right here real quick. Give them a little rinse. We're gonna throw them in there. All right, we're gonna let it do its thing. All right, now we're gonna get this parsley ready because this is one of the last things we're gonna do for our rice, okay? So the parsley, you wanna cut it nice and fine. So make sure you have a sharp knife, of course. Okay, parsley is done. Now let's get the other ingredient, which is scallions. All right, how is our aromatics looking? Almost there. I'm gonna put it to the side, just let the pan cool down just a little bit more, right? While we get our scallions ready. So if you notice, I'm separating the green from the whites. This is considered the whites for the scallion, and then these are obviously the greens, right? I dropped my... Yes, I love that trash. I am, well, I 100% dig what you're saying with that. I am so used to these, but I hear you. If you can use wood, that's definitely a good place to be. So good job switching. All right, I'm getting there. I have a wood cutting board. I have multiple actually, but you know, being in the restaurant business, old habits die hard, you know? But I hear you. Wood is definitely a better case scenario. Always. Just make sure you keep it clean. All right, so scallions are in for our rice.
I think your channel's very good.
Appreciate that. Who said that? Appreciate you. Okay, so we have everything ready for our parsley rice. So I'm gonna put this back on the fire, right? Now the goal is to not overcook your parsley and your scallions, right? You wanna still have it be bright and fresh. So when you eat the parsley rice, you get that flavor, okay? So I'm gonna get just a touch of butter, right? Just to round this off a little bit. All right, so I'm gonna add a little bit of butter to this. I'm gonna get my spoon. All right, not too much, about a tablespoon of butter. All right, you all right there?
Yes, sir.
And then I'm gonna just add like 2 Maggi. All right, we're gonna add 2 bouillon cubes, 2 bouillon. I love saying that, bouillon. By the way, if you're enjoying the jazz, put a thumbs up
DJ Spider
in the chat, just so I know, so I can hit up my DJ and let her know that she's appreciated. You know what I mean? All right.
Spider.
So the bouillon cubes.
Good job, Emma, on the comments.
Yes, we got some thumbs up. All right, DJ, you can keep your job. All right, they love it. Appreciate you. She's 11, by the way. Alrighty, so Maggie's in. All right, I'm gonna hit it with some fresh cracked black pepper as well. The thumbs up keep coming in, Ellie. They love it. They love it. All right, so we got that butter in here. We got the bay leaves. All right, really important. We have the garlic, onions, the Maggi. The goal is to get the seasoning melted into this hot fat, right? What are we making? Bello, I got you. We're making a parsley rice right here. And then later on, we're going to be doing a stir fry. All right, that's what we're doing tonight. So I'm taking the white scallions, all right? The scallion whites, we're gonna crank the fire up. And then we're gonna go in with the rice. Just like that. Right? Very simple. Okay? So I'm gonna get the rest of the scallion whites because these can take a little bit more cooking versus the parsley. All right, what is someone saying? What state are you from? I am in Georgia, baby. ATL. ATL. All right, so I crank the fire up and I am slowly mixing my aromatics with my scallions. Yes. Okay. Now we can add our parsley. Right? Woo! Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. Parsley's in. Give this a mix. See? Look at that. Beautiful, right? Nice and loose. Delicious. Packed with a ton of flavor because we took time to saute our garlic and our scallions and our onions first. What's up, Kevin? So here is our delicious parsley rice. Done. So the only thing we're gonna do now is cut the greens of the scallion, add this in, and we're good to go. Look, parsley brown rice. All right. So I'm gonna cut that right here. All right, scallions is done. Look at that. All right. Okay. Scallions is in, and then we're gonna take this off the fire. put it back into the pot so we can make our stir fry. Cool? Yes, indeed. So I'll do this over here so you can see what's going on. Protect my cutting board. You never want to put a hot pan on a cutting board. You know what I mean? Kevin, it's the place to be, buddy. All right, bless you. Whoa, gesundheit. Alrighty, so let's check for salt. All right, I think we're there because we added our seasonings early. We'll go with just a touch of sea salt. That's a pinch. All right, give that a mix, and we're done. All right, so I'm gonna add this back to the pot so I can cover it and keep it nice and warm while we make the stir fry. All right? Thank you, DJ.
They said due to health reasons.
Due to health reasons. Gotcha. Well, the veggies are waiting for you. Just make the leap. All right? This is the perfect place to come get ideas to make your vegetarian switch, possible. All right, so rice is in there, done. Now let's get this stir fry on. Give this a quick rinse. All right, put that back on the fire, get it up to temperature. Now we have our cabbage to cut. All right. Beautiful cabbage. I always get rid of the first and second layer depending on how they look, Alrighty. I love roasted vegetables and hummus. Kevin, yes. Roasted veggies is always a good flex. Even some raw ones too, you can't go wrong, but I love that idea. So cabbage is good. Get rid of that. So we're gonna just cut these decent size, nothing too crazy, all right? That's it. Cabbage is done. Put that to the side. All right, so let's cook this in a way that makes sense, right? So pan is getting hot. We're gonna char our stuff. We're gonna use a bowl. So everything we char, we're gonna put right here. All right, boom. So first thing we're charring is our cabbage. Then we're gonna go with the carrots, peppers. We're gonna make it work, right? We're gonna have some fun. All right, let's do that. That's cool. Yeah, everybody, where you from? Where you from? Let's see where everybody's from. All right, so cabbage is cut. Mushrooms. Now for our meat substitute, right? Kentucky, yeah. Okay, so we have our cuts.
Cold pepper.
Montana, yeah. What's up, Montana? All right, so we have nice big cubes. I always get this request, the fam wants bigger pieces. I like to cut them small, but I'm obliging today. I'm from York, Pennsylvania. GB, nice. Pennsylvania, that's what's up. All right, so our pan is hot. We're gonna add the cabbage. Remember, we're just charring the cabbage, right? Okay, so all the way up. And then what we're gonna do, just a touch of oil, not a lot, very little oil, all right? Because you can't char if there's too much oil in the pan. Okay, that's it. And then we're gonna hit it with some smoked salt. Smoked salt, all right? Always building flavor every step of the way, right? These will be available soon on the TikTok shop, by the way, all right? Okay, last of the cabbage. Turn on the smoke, just in case. Okay, bless you. Okie dokie, okie dokie. We're almost there, people, we're almost there. We got our sauce. All right. Okay. What else we got going on here? That's later. Okay. Let's get the mushrooms ready. Alright. Nice, beautiful char. Okay. So we're gonna take this out. Because the goal with stir fry is we don't want to overcook anything, right? So by cooking everything in stages, we're able to combine everything together and we're able to make it really tasty at the very end. All right? Okay, so now let's get the oil in for the mushrooms. Want to make sure the oil is piping hot. All right, really important. You don't want to cook mushrooms in a cold pan. You don't want to cook mushrooms in a pan that the oil is not hot, and you don't want to put too much mushrooms into the pan at the same time. All right, blessed. What's up? Welcome. Okay. All right, I think our oil is good. It's smoking. That's what we want. All right. Kyle, what's up? Welcome back. Okay. Ow.
You okay?
All right. So we're doing half of the mushrooms in first because we had so much. If we were to put all in there, then we will end up with, steamed mushrooms. All right. So the goal is to have sautéed mushrooms, not steamed. All right. Big difference. Okay. So now we can add some smoked salt. And we're gonna just let that do its thing. All right, try carefully. Whew, so loud. So loud.
Someone asked if gas or electric makes a difference in food.
Yes, 100%. Gas is always better. For multiple reasons. You can char. You can put a whole pepper on the flame and burn it, get the skin off, and impart that flavor. You can't do that with electric, unfortunately, right? But if you're just cooking everything in a pot, then not too much of a big deal, as long as your electric stove keeps the heat consistent. Because a lot of the times, some of them will get hot, then it'll turn off, cool down, and then get hot again, right? Do you cut up radishes? I had a call. No, I didn't cut them yet. They're still right here. I'm about to slice them up. You didn't miss it. Alrighty. Mushrooms are nice and sauteed.
Lisa said thank you.
You got it. Alright, so these we're going to add here. Alright. Well, there it is. Fancy, you know what I mean, with the help of some other folks in the back. Alrighty, Oil's in. All right, once we're in the last batch, all right, want to make sure they're all touching the bottom. Get it with the salt. Okay, smoked salt is in. We're gonna let that saute and do its thing. What's up, Bridget? Welcome, welcome. How you doing? You guys good? Alrighty. How you doing? How you doing? We got some new messages. What we got going on here? Good, and you? I am amazing. Thank you so much for asking. Alrighty. Okay. So mushrooms. Okay. Mandolin. We're gonna slice up some radishes. All good. Thank you so much for joining us. Thanks for hanging out. All right, we're getting busy. We're almost there. Dinner's almost ready. All right. Let's get these mushrooms out of here. Now, for the main event. All right. I'm going to add these carrots. And I'm going to add a little bit of water. We're going to do a saute / steam situation, all right? So we're gonna grind that up. We're gonna hit it with just a touch of oil, right? Like not even a tablespoon. Give it a little tossy toss, and then check this out. All right, just a little bit of water in there. Now we're gonna put a lid of that. All right, we call that shallow poaching. All right, shoop shoop shoop. All right, so loud. Alrighty, let's get these radishes sliced up for our salad. All right. But before I do that, we gotta get trimmed. All right. Let's see. Okay. Carrots are good. Turn that down. Get rid of this water. Okay. Alrighty. Radishes are prepped and ready to go. Gonna adjust this mandolin so it's not too thick. All right. You're better off to leave a bigger nub behind than to try and slice it at the very end and take off a piece of your finger. All right. Very important. The purple ones are so cool. Alrighty, radishes are done. Alright, and carrots should be done too. So let's go see where we're at. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Yes. Carrots are done. Gonna go right in here. Beautiful, beautiful. We're gonna get our pan nice and hot again so we can do our meat substitute next, right? So, beautiful radishes in. Right? Sure. Alrighty. Yummy. What's up, everybody? Welcome, welcome. Those just joining in. So we are basically done with prepping everything. Right now, we're gonna basically put together our stir fry, right? So we have our delicious antipasti situation going on tonight, right? It's a combination of mar- marinated artichokes, radishes, olives. Does anyone remember the name of the olives? Let me see if anyone remembers the name of the olives. Put it in the chat, all right? Cucumbers, red onions, tomatoes. All right, that's what we have in here today, okay? And the dressing is what we made last night that we're gonna add to this today. Delicious. Alrighty. Okay, so the olives are called Castel Vetrano. All right, so that's what we are. There are so many sad people in the world, but that's all right. We have none but love and a hardcore block finger. Yes, you know what I'm saying? We get rid of the naysayers real quick. All right, back to business, back to the love at heart. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got time for nonsense up in here. We ain't got time for that. Yeah. All right, cool. Let's get down to business. Alrighty. What's next, ladies and gentlemen? We have our pan getting hot. What we're gonna do is a little bit of sesame oil. Right? A little bit of sesame oil. Okay, not too much. And then we're gonna put some regular oil because we're sauteing all of our peppers and onions. Right? So onions are going in. Boom. Yes, onions are in. And then we're going in with our peppers. So I'm gonna do half because I like to have a little bit of crunch. You know, I like to have a little bit of bite on my peppers. So I'm not gonna put all of them in to get cooked. Alright. So that's good right there. We're gonna leave that alone. Then we're gonna add in our meat substitute. Alright. Thank you. Alright. Wash my hand. That sesame oil smells like money, ladies and gentlemen. It smells like money. Okay. Okay. So we're gonna put that down, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our sauce, make sure we mix it up real good, and then we're gonna add the sauce in. Alright? That's a good bit right there. Clean this baby up. And then we're gonna add our prepped veggies. Alright, so carrots, mushrooms, cabbage, all going in. And we're giving this a nice little toss like that. Alright? Look at that. Woo. Right? Just beautiful colors, textures, flavors. What kind of sauce? I got you. So this is my house special. All right, Bello. It's a combination of a few things. Let me break it down to you. Looks good? Thank you so much. I appreciate it. All right, so we're going to turn this down so we can talk for a little bit. So what's in the sauce? It's sesame oil, soy sauce, vegan oyster sauce, mushroom sauce, sweet chili, and yeah, that's it. And ginger, yes. So it's very deliciously Asian in flavor. All right. So that's what makes up the sauce. So let me get this board out of the way. All right, so we can clear up this situation. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna get our avocados ready for our salad, right? So I'm going to All right, we're gonna just get it ready. We're gonna get the avocados ready. All right. Let me rinse my knife. Okay, that's good. Avocados here, salad dressing here. Alrighty, let's toss this baby real quick. Woo, looks good. Alright. Now we're talking. Okay, okay. Just leave that right there so it can do its thing. So we have parsley rice, right, which is already delicious on its own. And then we have a nice stir fry as well. And then we have a nice antipasti situation going on here, right? So avocados, cucumbers, tomatoes, radishes, artichokes, and cucumbers, right? Yes. All right, people. So let me get a spoon for this. We're gonna add just a touch of salt, right? Some sea salt. Alrighty. A little fresh cracked black pepper. You're checking out the right book, David. Make sure you get a copy. All right. For everyone that gets a copy, we're sending out a really cool PDF download of extra recipes for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. There's smoothies on there. There are all kinds of really cool things. All right, you have desserts as well, recipes for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, like I said. And yeah, just really, really awesome stuff. So you notice I'm gently folding this in, right? Because I want to keep the integrity of all of the delicate pieces that are in here, like the thinly sliced cucumbers and tomatoes, the artichokes that are really soft. Woo! I'm salivating just looking at this. I've never seen someone put bread in stir fry. I'll have to try that. So it's not bread. It's actually my meat substitute. So it's made with wheat gluten, right? But what's in the dressing? It's hemp seeds, Dijon mustard, tahini, right? Salt and pepper, extra virgin olive oil, miso. Yeah, so some really tasty stuff. All right. What else did we put in here? Yeah, I think that was it. An apple cider vinegar. Yes, we made this dressing last night for our delicious salad, and we had some left over. So that's what we're using tonight. So see, really delicious, really clean. All right. But there's an actual dish like a panzanella salad that you put bread into, right? And you cook the bread, you cook it with like garlic and herbs, and then once it's cooked and seared, then you add that to your salad. So there are different ways, there are different things that you do, but that's one of the things that you could do with actual bread. All right. So avocados, I'm gonna cut these into a decent size, because the smaller we cut them, the more they'll mush into the salad, and we don't want it to muddy up the salad, basically, right? Yes, you got it. My pleasure. All right, so nice cubes of avocado. All right, I'm gonna turn this off because it's done. All right, we don't want to overcook our veggies. I'm gonna give it a nice little mix. Appreciate that, Rose. Thank you so much. Thank you. And it is, yes, Scorpio. You rock. What was that? Someone say something? Emma, can you scroll up and tell me what that was?
Someone said it's making me hungry.
Ah, yes. Look at this, baby. All right. Delicious. Okay, so that's done. All right, we have our avocados. I'm about to cube up the last one. Alrighty, and that's it, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm gonna scoop this into here. All right, and you want to do this with avocado that's slightly firm, All right, if your avocado is too ripe and too soft, what I would do is I would wait until I'm serving the salad, kind of spoon everybody's into a plate, and then just kind of top the salad with the avocado. All right, because otherwise you're gonna end up with a situation where you can't tell what's what because the avocado has just, put everything on there, and it's just not the best case scenario, right? Cool. So we'll give this a slight mix, right? Yummy. That's it. So let's taste. Let's taste. Perfectly seasoned, right? Nice little twang to it from the vinaigrette slash dressing, right? The olives, the artichokes, all of that lends to it. So it's almost like a slight pickle situation going on. And then the cuts of everything is what really makes this dish sing, right? So your cuts are very, very important when you're cooking. So depending on the flavor profiles you want to go with and how you want the end product to be, you really want to pay attention to how you cut those ingredients that you're using. All right? So ladies and gentlemen, we are done making dinner. We're gonna put this away. All right, today's Tuesday. So Wednesday, I'll be back on here cooking again. And yeah, it's gonna be awesome. I'm gonna serve the kiddies, right? I'm gonna serve the kiddies their dinner. All right. Yes, I'm gonna serve the kiddies their dinner. Get this salad situation going. All right. Thanks, DJ. Alrighty. Appreciate that. I love it. I mean, my goal is to show you how simple plant-based food can be. It doesn't take a lot. It just takes understanding the ingredients that you're using. Humble girl, what's up? Welcome. Appreciate the heart. All right. Thank you. Welcome to the club. Yeah. So that's my job and my goal, right? I just want to show people that plant-based food is amazing. It's delicious. Humble girl level 6. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I just want to show people that, plant-based food is amazing. It doesn't take a lot. It's not expensive. Like all of these ingredients you can get in the supermarket, nothing fancy. And it's just really, really cool. So I love being able to cook and just show people what's possible. All right. So that's why we're here. This is what we're doing. And yeah, that's what life's about. All right. So delicious, yummy goodness. All right. So I'm going to take out all of the cucumbers out of this one because we have one guest that does not eat cucumbers. So we're gonna, maybe there'll be 1 or 2 in there, no big deal. All right. But, that's just what it is. All right. Me, on the other hand, I love it all. All right. So
Someone said radishes and olives.
yes, radishes, olives, cucumbers, avocados, tomatoes, red onions.
Greek salad? Someone.
Yes, this is a form of a Greek salad. Who said that?
It was Scorpio.
Yeah, Scorpio. You see, you know your food. And that's the thing. Once you know flavor profiles based on culture, it's really easy for you to make really good food. All right? That's how you do it. All right? So, great job. Well done. I must say, well done. That was awesome. That was very chefy. Yes. I'm digging that. That was very chefy. All right. Salad is served. All right. Our delicious Greek themed salad tonight. All right. Take those to the table for me, please. And now we're going to serve up the kitties. All right, time for the parsley rice. Time for the percolator. Yeah, it's okay. Just leave them here for now. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. So look at this delicious parsley rice that we just made. All right, look at that. Nice and loose, packed with tons of flavor, right? Still steaming, still delicious to look at, right? It's beautiful. I love it. I love it. And it smells so good. All right, so you get to smell the garlic, you smell the bay leaves, you get to smell the parsley. I mean, all of the above.
Double D purchase product number 2.
Yes, Double D, you purchase a cookbook. That's what's up. That will ship out tomorrow. All right, so have no fear. And on top of that, you're going to get a bonus. I'm going to send you a PDF download with a bunch of really dope recipes. All right, so definitely make sure you look out for that. I'm going to DM you the link and you're going to get that. All right, so please stay tuned. You made a wise choice, my friend. You made a wise choice. Alrighty. Yummy in my tummy. Oh, baby. Look at that. Delicious goodness, ladies and gentlemen. Delicious goodness all around. Woo! We got our meat substitute going. We have our delicious veggies in this beautiful sauce. All right. We don't need anything else, people. We don't need anything else. We are rocking and rolling. All right. Please believe it. All right. Got to make sure everybody gets the right amount. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Someone said, looks yummy, and yes, looks so good.
Yes, thank you so much. Like, that's just how we cook, you know? And you can cook like this too, all right? It just takes a little bit of thought, and I'll take some to go. I heard that. I wish I could send you some. You know what I mean? Ems, that's yours, sweetheart.
Thank you.
All right, Elias. And then come back for your bros. All right, people. Make sure you post this so I can make it this week. Groceries are so expensive, I need to. Yeah, I got you. I will definitely post it. And everything I post, you can always get it on the tube. All right. I post my whole lives there, so you can always rewatch them at your leisure. And then, of course, I'm going to plate up one and take a picture and do all that good stuff. So thanks for hanging out. Thanks for rocking and rolling with me. All right. Thank you for the comments, the posts, the reshares, the likes, the reposts, all that good stuff, the gifts. I truly appreciate you, and I can't wait to see you tomorrow. Buying this for my kids. Is this strictly vegan? Yes, it's 100% vegan. Everything I do on this channel is vegan. What is your, no worries. It's everything. You can find all of my stuff if you just do Chef Ed Harris. That's where everything is, right? So when you go on the tube, you just type in Chef Ed Harris and I'll be right there, all right? There's only one, me, all right? What did you make? Kaya. So I made a delicious Greek style antipasti, right? So cucumbers, olives, radishes, tomatoes, red onions, avocado, marinated artichokes, right? Cool, glad you got that, Scorpio. And then I made a parsley rice from the cookbook that's pinned below. And we did a delicious stir fry right here. Mushrooms, cabbage, peppers, carrots, my meat substitute that I make in-house, which I'm putting together. So guys, I'm about to put together a how-to for my meat substitute as a video course, and you'll be able to get that really soon. Because once you have that, you don't ever have to go to the store and buy meat substitutes ever again. You know what I mean? Oh my gosh, I need to come. Y'all sound so good. I appreciate that. We do this every week. So, you know, sometimes we might repeat, sometimes it might be something cool, you know, but yeah, always delicious stuff. So Peace and love, ladies and gentlemen. I wish you an amazing evening. All right. And remember to be kind to yourself. And I will see you tomorrow. Same time, same place. I'm on here every week around 5. Oh, appreciate that, Scorpio. I try to put up some quality stuff on there. So I'm glad that you're enjoying the content. But yeah, I'm on here between 5:30 and 5:45, Monday to Wednesday. And then on Thursdays, I kind of chill out. I don't do anything. But Fridays, we do mocktail nights. So Fridays is always a mocktail that we're doing. Last week, we did a pineapple situation that was just killer, right? And then this week, I don't know what we're doing this week. It's going to be something cool, right? And yeah, we're going to have some fun. And then on weekends, I'm working on this new thing with my oldest. She bakes all vegan pastries. So last week, Friday, we made a cinnamon crumb coffee cake that was just killer. It was so good. So yeah, so most of the time you're gonna catch me on here doing something, but it's always around the same time. All right. So if I'm not on here, no, that's the day of the week I'm not on here. All right. So until next time, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace and love.